Number 1. Use Ecosia. So what is it? Essentially, Ecosia is a browser that plants trees from your searches. Trees are an essential carbon sink that we are losing to deforestation. The funds come from the ad revenue generated by the searches, and the trees are planted in the communities that need them the most. They regularly publish transparency reports that detail where the funds go, and they have a pretty decent privacy policy. So, is it better than Google? No. But for 80% of my searches, which consist mostly of random Wikipedia entries, Ecosia is more than enough. Number 2. Check your town's recycling guidelines. Most of us are recycling wrong, from plastic bags to pizza boxes. And the issue is that these often contaminate the recycling pool. In general, avoid recycling food-stained items like pizza boxes and coffee cups. Part of the reason why it's so hard to recycle correctly is because recycling rules can differ between states, between counties, and even between neighboring towns. Not to mention, we produce too much trash in the first place for our recycling facilities to handle. Contrary to popular belief, recycling is not the most we can do, but rather the least, and we need to make sure to do it correctly. Number 3. In order to make informed decisions, it's important to be informed. The best way is to take a class, like AP Environmental Science, AP Biology, or just regular biology, depending on what your school offers. There are also online courses, like Khan Academy's lessons on ecology and biodiversity. Besides taking a class, you could also read a book on climate change, like The Uninhabitable Earth, which is a bleak but important read. You could read articles or even visit NASA's website. Number 4. Activism. As important as it is to educate yourself, it's equally important to educate your community, and there are so many ways you can get involved. Like writing a petition, which actually worked in my school, spreading awareness on social media, attending climate marches, and getting involved in the voting process, whether it is voting yourself or encouraging others who can. Number 5. Shop secondhand, which is one of the most sustainable ways to buy something. In our linear economy, everything we buy is designed to be thrown out, whereas shopping secondhand diverts it from the waste stream. Buying clothing secondhand combats fast fashion. Besides the traditional stores like Goodwill, it's easier than ever to thrift online. I would recommend sites like Depop for good quality secondhand clothing, as well as ThreadUp, which also gives you the option to donate or sell old clothing for free. Technology is also important to buy secondhand, especially smartphones, given how wasteful the mining of the raw materials used to make it is. eBay is a good site for technology, but you can also buy refurbished products directly from the manufacturer, often with a warranty. Number 6, perhaps the most important, change your mindset. It's easy to feel helpless and overwhelmed in the face of what has happened, of all the catastrophe and suffering, as well as what will happen. Natural disasters will worsen. Sea levels will rise. Things will be bad. But what we do now will determine whether or not things get worse. It's easy to look at the vastness of the problem and think that nothing we do matters, when 100 companies are responsible for 71% of emissions. But it does. In a Vox interview with Richard Heed, the man behind that statistic, he clarified that these companies exist because we as consumers demand their services, and that 71% includes the fossil fuel emissions from the consumer's usage. In fact, if we only took into account the emissions directly produced by these companies, the 71% would be reduced to 7%. What these numbers tell us is that what we do matters. But more positively, that one person is enough to make a difference. Just look at Greta Thunberg, who, as one person, inspired protests from Washington, D.C. to India to South Korea. So please, be that one person.